I'm about to take you into a coaching call that I did with Christian entrepreneurs that are trying to reach 20K months inside of their business. What you'll notice, and some context I want to give you, is that in general, when people are trying to scale their business, they will say, oh, my problem is I don't have enough leads, or I don't have a good enough social media presence, or I don't have the right team, or essentially they'll have some practical reason as to why they aren't where they are. Now, I've been doing coaching long enough to find out that literally 99% of the time, it's none of those things. And this call reveals that perfectly. And what I want you to notice in this call is I want you to see yourself in this person's shoes, because we're all this person at certain times. And 9 times out of 10, the things holding us back aren't actually the things holding us back. So for context, this is somebody who uses their podcast as a way to generate leads for their coaching business. What happened was they did not listen to the coaching and guidance I gave them weeks earlier. What started to happen was they started to get a viral moment on their content, but because their systems weren't put in place, they did not capitalize on this virality, and they got 30,000 views that virtually did nothing for their business. Now, I warned this person that this would happen if they didn't follow my guidance from a few weeks earlier, but they didn't listen. And this is pretty common in business coaching. It's really one of the only big domains I see this psychology play out, that you can actually have somebody that is way ahead of you, but because of your own pride and ego, you still don't listen. And essentially, I've learned that as a coach in this situation. And what I have learned as well is that for people to truly learn in this domain, they usually got to burn their hand on the stove to feel that pain. And it's not because like, oh, Anton has all the answers. It's just because I do have some answers, especially in the domain of business, which is by far my greatest kind of, like, if you were to categorize my life, business is disproportionately above every other category for me. So I can speak on it with a certain level of authority because I have built multiple successful companies. I've sold a company. I kind of know what I'm doing, compared to this person who's probably not even doing 50 grand a year in their business. So I kind of know what I'm doing, especially in this domain of his specific type of business. I've scaled so many businesses just like this. So the context is this: his business runs by getting leads from his podcast, his long form podcast. Okay, but what happened was he put out clips of a podcast that was not out yet. So the clips went viral, but it directed the traffic nowhere because the podcast wasn't out yet. Now he's under the assumption, oh, well, I had 2, 3, 4 clips go viral in a row. Why would the fifth one not go viral? The one that promotes the people to go watch the Long Form podcast. And for me, somebody who's done social media for a decade, I just thought it's an innocent mindset, but it's super naive. And I had warned him that this was likely going to happen if he didn't listen to me. And sure enough, it happened. So I'm a bit intense in the call, just a forewarning. What you'll notice about me is that there's certain domains where my energy shifts. And the reason for that is because business is very masculine. There's not really a time and place for emotions and feelings and what you think is best when you have somebody in front of you who knows the road ahead. So what I want you specifically to notice about this interaction is that this person actually fights me for their own limitations. They're battling for their limiting beliefs. And this is essentially why coaching with a good coach is so powerful, because a good coach is going to show you how that is a flawed way of thinking. And if you want to scale, you have to think a different way. So I think it's a valuable call. This was like an hour and a half interaction condensed into 30 minutes. But my team did a really good job, so you'll still have the full context. But I did want to start with this intro so that you can have a better idea of what's happening in the deeper context. And by the way, if you're a Christian entrepreneur and you want to scale to consistent 20K months, you can go ahead and get a free copy of Alex Hormozi's book by filling out the survey below. You just pay shipping and handling, and if it's a fit, you can book a call with me and I'll see if I can help you. And if not, no worries. Enjoy this coaching call, and I hope it can bring you some value and put some things into perspective for your business and how you can go to the next level. So what questions? I know you DM'd me, if maybe we want to start with that.
Yeah, basically, so right now with the appearance, I'm getting lots of eyes. Both of the first 2 reels have passed 10,000 views already and 20 something reposts and, 100 something shares. So like there's a lot of eyes right now.
Hmm.
And to that point, from Rachel's audience, and is relevant to her, but how I can parlay that at all into leads, or just what I should do, what should my next step be? Essentially, the question.
Well, you have ads in the podcast with her, right?
Yep.
I mean, when you have a long form piece of content and you get like a big guest and it's exciting, the process is pretty much the same. Like you want to push people to where they're going to learn about your offer. And if you're putting ads inside of the podcast, then that's where you push people.
I have the trial reel that I'm running right now with her, which is doing okay. I mean, I don't know how trial reels supposed to do in general, but
It
it's
takes
gotten
time.
engagement. This is the longest episode we did. It's got right now. I have it down to like a 2:04 runtime, but it's probably gonna be just under 2 hours total once I'm done with like the last bits editing.
Oh, so the podcast isn't live yet?
No, it's not. That's what I was saying. Yeah.
Ooh, yeah, you don't want to do that, man. No, this is a picture perfect moment of not capitalizing on virality because your structure's not in place. You need to get that out ASAP, man. Like you just need to get that out. Rule of thumb: don't release clips until the podcast is done, because you don't want all of this viral traction and then people have nowhere to go to watch the main thing because you just had a video get 10,000 views. Might feel good for our egos to get 10,000 views on shorts, but that's not the core of your business. Your core of your business is your YouTube because that's where your offers lie. So it's kind of like a missed opportunity because out of that 10,000, you probably would have got 1,000 people, give or take, to go to the YouTube. But yeah, definitely moving forward, make sure you never put anything out until the video itself is done. And if you don't want to do that, you could do a teaser clip like 24 hours before. But even then, I would actually be hesitant towards it because of the size of your page. If you look at someone like a Joe Rogan or Chris Williamson or, Patrick Bet David or, a big podcaster with over 500,000 subs, that's a whole different game. But, to have consistent clips go viral on short form for the size of your page, unless the hooks are super good, is going to be relatively rare. So you don't want to waste any of that unless there's a call to action that's clearly, the long form podcast. So yeah, definitely moving forward, you want to make sure you avoid that.
Gotcha. So then that does kind of flip my whole release schedule on things, everything.
Yeah, do it in the reverse.
Right, I get it.
Yeah,
My
yeah.
question is, what should I do in the next week then, as we're leading up to that idea?
What I would do is you have momentum, so you need to capitalize on it. So today I would put the podcast out and just tell, hey, we decided to release it earlier because we had a couple clips go viral and we want to capitalize on that traffic. That's what I would do.
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely not ready to release it yet.
Why is that?
There's edits and stuff I need to get done.
Can't you get that done today?
I'm working on it, but yeah, I mean, with the kids running around and stuff, it takes me like 2 or 3 days to get the edits done.
Oh, dude, you gotta crunk this, bro. You gotta step up. Just being very direct. Find a way or find an excuse. It's just if you sit down and you find 2 hours, even if it's late tonight, you have to, or ask your wife, hey, babe, can you watch the kids? I need to get this done. It's really important. We're having a moment. It's like, this is exactly why I started this course. If you remember, my pitch is like, there's so many people who labor for these viral moments, but their business isn't in place. So the viral moment comes, but they can't capitalize on it. And it's like, it's like you work so hard for this. So what's done is done. But, hey, if you even need a last minute spend, $100 to get a babysitter, dude, worth it. Worth it. You get one client out of this, it makes you money. So your channel's small and you're having a viral moment and you're gonna wait 3 more days, 2 more days, no way, man. Gotta put the gas on. You gotta set a new standard where it's like, you know what, it shouldn't, turnaround time shouldn't take this long.
It shouldn't.
Yeah, I would, if you gotta stay up late or get somebody's help, you gotta do something to make sure this happens like today, because those videos are still getting momentum. So then you can go back, change those captions and say, hey, comment and I'll send you the full episode, or however you do that, so that you capitalize on this.
No, I get it.
Yeah, It's a good learning lesson because it burns, so you'll never make the mistake again. Sometimes that's what it takes to learn. Yeah, and even I run an agency, so we have this long form to short form. That's all we do. So you're talking to somebody who has this process probably more dialed than 95% of people. So the process of taking a long form video that's unedited and cutting shorts first, dude, you're wasting so much time. And I'm saying this with love. I hope you know that. Like, I'm not I'm not whipping you because I don't love you. I'm trying to be very direct so that it sticks and it makes sense. Give me an example of why this would take 3 days to put out the long form piece. If you watch a 2-hour podcast and make sure it's clean, it shouldn't be taking you more than 2.5 hours.
No, and I get that,
Three at the
but that's
most.
2.5 hours of like straight work. Like it's one where it's the same as the guy who pulls his phone out and starts scrolling while he's doing it. The difference is that it's another person that's doing it to me.
Right, with the kids, you're saying?
Yeah, like, oh, I need a snack. Oh, Sissy hit me. Oh, this happened, this happened, this happened. And so it's like there's certain times where I'm able to get them to chill for a little bit, but that's mostly one's asleep and the other is parked somewhere. It's like I understand like your position on it. It's just right now the way it's been, in order to have that going out, but also have the time to clean it up. And yeah, I mean it really does come down to that. Is I need to be up at like 4 a.m. and doing it and getting it done. It's just.
But I don't even think it's that, man. I mean, I just have a very hard time believing from 4 a.m. to 6 p.m. Like, how do you work? Like, what's your work schedule?
Right. So it's one of those where when the girls are down, like I'm able to usually keep, again, as long as the little one's down, she's the one that's the bigger headache. They're always going to want something. But usually, again, if I'm on a call, that like the older one in particular knows, like, hey, leave them alone. And as long as I can keep them wrangled for a bit, it's not really a problem.
Yeah. I think it's just you run a business, man. Sure, we have the practical responsibilities. Like you have kids running around. Anybody with kids, pulling at their leg while they're trying to run a business is going to have broken up focus.
Yeah.
But is it not possible for like 3 hours a day to just get quiet work time, even if that means when wife comes home, you book it to the cafe for a couple hours just so it's like uninterrupted focus? Because if you want to scale this, man, and put out good content and get leads through social, like it's just, you think the problem is scaling. I can tell you right now that's not your problem, because if I gave you 10 leads who were all qualified, like when would you find the time to do the sales call? When would you find the time to do the fulfillment? Like if you can't find time to edit a 2-hour podcast, dude, coaching like is way harder than editing a podcast, because it's an energy thing, right? Like, so I think that's the bigger roadblock here, is that your focus is all over the place and there's not like clear parameters of like when you run your business. Rightfully so, you have kids, but you still have a business. Like a business is a baby. It's an infant. Like, your business is at infant stage. It relies on breast milk. I know it's a funny analogy, but imagine if a mom was just like, oh, I'm not going to feed my kid today. It would die. That's what's happening to your business. You're not breastfeeding it and you're in the infant stage. That's why it's dying. So it's a matter of like, whoa, something's got to change. I got to step up like today, put in boundaries with my family, my wife, because I'm the man of the house and I need to make this work so I can make 20K a month so that we can hire a babysitter and do these things and get my life back and make a meaningful contribution. What's happening right now, where it's like, we have a moment, dude. If you take 800 people and you put them in a room, Orthodox Christians, I can tell you there's 100 of them at least who have very serious chronic illness who you could help them with. Oh, yeah. So that's happening and you're not capitalizing on it. And it's like, we're laboring for this. So let's create a game plan where it's like, hey, even if it's 2 hours a day of diligent, undistracted work, there has to be this, or there's no point of you trying to do this. And I'm saying this with love. Like you have to, because it's like, again, the problem is not you need social media help, you need offer creation help. It's none of that. You need prioritization in terms of your business. Like you don't spend enough time working your business. So I could give you, like I said, 800 leads right now that are qualified, and you would probably only be able to get 1 or 2. That's not sustainable. And right now, let me ask you, if I gave you 10 qualified leads and I gave them your calendar, when would they be able to book a call with you?
They'd be able to get the calls in, because like I said, I can make that kind of timing in. It's a matter of editing it. It's one of those where I don't put the priority on keeping the kids locked away while I'm editing. That's not like a big priority for me.
Okay, so the mindset needs to change there. This is the lifeblood of your business is, it's advertisement, right? Your podcast is advertising because you have advertisements in your podcast. So it's a filtering mechanism. So if you gave me your calendar today and there was 10 people in this call, we could all find bookings within the next 72 hours.
Yes.
Okay, so that's good information. So what you're telling me then is that it's not a time issue because you'll make the time if the priority is important enough. That information tells me that you don't understand the importance of social media yet. Therefore, you're not prioritizing it. So something that should have a 6-hour turnaround is getting extended into a week turnaround, give or take, because you don't understand the importance of it. But you think those 10 calls are going to make you more money than what I know a fast turnaround on a viral moment will make you 10x that if done right. So I think this is a great breakthrough moment, at least in my perspective. I don't know if you feel the same. It's not a time problem. You just said, I have the time. Hey, if I have 10 leads, they'll all be able to book in 72 hours. So you have a wide open day. So what do you do with the kids? Like if I book tomorrow at 10 a.m. or Monday at 10 a.m., or maybe that's not a time block, but let's say 1 o'clock, what do you do with the kids during that time?
It's a situation where if it's the older one, I say, guy's on a call, and the little one is going to be put either into her crib or whatever the case may be, and for that window. Because, I mean, if it's half an hour, 45-minute call, I'll put on her show for a little bit. And
what if you have back-to-back calls?
So, same kind of thing. I try to have it where it's booked out, where it's during a nap time, because like I said, the little one's down for 2-3 hours, depending on the day. And then the older one, I'd have at least a little bit of built-in lag time, like 15-minute lag time at least, and can kind of just check and see what's going on.
Okay. So if you can have a 1.5 hour window every day is what you're telling me for calls, then why can't today, Friday, the 10th at 11:30 a.m. Eastern, you find a 1.5 hour window because you have a new lead that just came in called, I need to film my podcast or edit my podcast for an hour and a half. Is that possible?
Possible.
Okay. So if I had somebody right now who said, Anton, I need help with my health. Do you have somebody? I need to talk. It's an emergency. I need to talk to them today. Do you know somebody? Should I tell them no because you're too busy? That's the mindset you need to be operating in when it comes to getting out this podcast.
Yeah.
There's no excuses, man. I'm saying this with love. I hope you know that.
Yeah, no, I do.
I want to see you win, and I know you can, but not like this. There's no way, dude. I'm just being honest. Something needs to change, and it's a matter of a standard. Everybody hits their standards. Most standards for people are, I need to pay my rent. I need to pay my car note. I need to pay my cell phone bills. I need to put food on my table. So that's what they do. And they don't ever go above that. Most people in their business, they do the same thing. I need to bare minimums to scrape by to just get it done. So they do it. But the people who win, they set a new standard. They say, no, my standard is this. I need to do 100 outreaches a day. I need to do one piece of content per day. I need to make a better VSL. I need to make better content. I need to focus on the hook. They put the standard really high. And here's the thing. You'll never hit that really high standard. But if you don't have a high standard, you'll fall so low. Remember what I said a few calls ago? The difference between good and outstanding is 2 millimeters. And I use the example of the gold Olympic swimmers winners. Michael Phelps, the best of all time. He beats his opponents by 0.02 seconds, 0.02. We glorify Michael Phelps, but the dude right behind him, we don't even know his name, and he would smoke any swimmer, and he's in the Olympics. He's the best in the world, but we don't even know his name. So what's the difference between him and Michael? Just a little tiny difference, 0.02. What creates that 0.02? Just a little extra effort. Now, I know none of us are Michael Phelps, but that has to be our mindset with our business if we want to hit 20K months. So it's like we have to say, oh my gosh, my podcast is more important than my sales calls, because if I do my podcast really good, I'll never have an issue with consistent bookings because I'm capitalizing on these viral moments. So again, I believe in business, there's kind of these graces. It's just a pattern I've noticed. There's graces that happen in our businesses. And I think this is one of them for you. And it happens at a time when we're not ready for it to happen. That's why it's a grace. It's like, I don't really deserve this. My business is ran really poorly, but God is still blessing it. So I need to learn from this so that I can create more graces, because God is showing me what's coming. And clearly I'm not ready to handle it. So I have to step up so that I can handle this, so that I can keep recreating these moments, so that I can do everything I suck out to do, which is to like be the breadwinner in my family, allow my wife to quit her job and be a mom, a full-time mom. And I'm the man of the house making 20 G's a month, crushing it on social, having awesome conversations, helping people with their health. It's like, keep that in mind. That's why you're doing this. So it's like, what's your new standard? I want to hear it. Like, what is the new standard that, you're going to operate from in terms of your business moving forward?
Yeah, put that priority in.
And what will that look like practically? Give me a walkthrough of your day.
The practically is I'm gonna have to be up at 4 a.m. That's really what it comes down to.
I don't think that's true. That's not true. That's the scapegoat excuse. The truth is, you told me, and I'm just using the data you told me. You're giving me inputs, I'm giving you outputs.
No, yeah, I get that. My point on that is I don't want to leave my kid alone for the hour and a half.
It's not about that. If you have a sales call, you'll leave your kid alone. Why?
Right, because there's the actual potential at the end of it of the money.
Because of money. Mm-hmm. Because there's a more important priority to putting food on your table than spending another extra hour with your child. In that moment, that hour of priority of making money is more important than your child. Why? It's not because you don't love your child. It's because you need to put food on the table.
Yep.
This is love. So it's the same mindset with other parts of your business. You have a poor understanding of the importance of lead gen. Lead gen is everything, dude. Everything. You're getting excited when you get leads in, and you're like, you'll drop everything for that. But that's actually not the most important thing. I mean, it is, don't get me wrong. You need to do that and prioritize that. But if you are not able to consistently generate weekly leads, 2 to 3 per day, your type of business, you will not get to 20K months. So we need to put in the infrastructure so that you are getting those. And that means making time for this podcast, making time for outreach, making time for these things. So you're going to have to find a solution where you are saying, hey, I'm putting my daughters down just like I would if I had a sales call to edit this podcast for the next hour. I'm going to have 2 total hours today. One from 12 to 1. And then I'm going to take a break and go play with the kids and do what you do there. And then another hour is going to go by, do that for an hour, and then another one from 2 to 3. And I get 2 hours, boom. And I guarantee if you do that and you're diligent, you can get this out today. But yeah, that needs to be the overall standard moving forward. I mean, if you really want to make this succeed, because you told me if you had a sales call today, you would make time. I'm telling you, this podcast is way more valuable than 1 sales call. This podcast could lead to 100 sales calls. I mean, you got 10,000 views, like I said. Going into next week, you could have a full-blown calendar. You could have 20 sales calls. It's very possible.
But like, I don't understand why the success of 10K, and then dropping it doesn't still translate. That's kind of where I'm getting lost in the equation.
Because you're not capitalizing on, like, nobody has an opportunity to hear your offers through your VSL on your podcast. So like, they're not able to hear the long form content right now. So you're under the assumption that you're going to continuously have videos go viral moving forward with, and I'm under the assumption you're not because you can't. It's just because of the nature of social media. You just had a few videos go viral and you're getting all this traffic and they have nowhere to go, is what I'm saying. I'm not upset that you did the reels. I'm just saying it's a bad strategy. There's a better way to do this. If you had the long form podcast out right now, like let's say you didn't post the reels. Let's say today you got out let's just say hypothetically you deleted everything. Or let's just use a better example. You never posted. Today the podcast drops. Boom, it's live on YouTube. Right after that, you posted that, you know, whatever that reel I sent you that I said this really has a really good hook. How much better do you think the episode will be doing? Like, how many views do you think the episode would have?
Right. Yeah, I get that.
So that's the difference. I'll give you a jujitsu analogy. When somebody comes in and they're trying to learn jujitsu, what's the first thing you teach them?
Position.
Position. Exactly. So what you're doing right now is you're telling me I need to learn arm bars, I need to learn chokes, I need to learn ankle locks, and I'm telling you, you don't even know what position is. You think you need that. I'm telling you, no, you need foundation, brother. Does that make sense?
It does.
Perfect. So again, it's not like I know I can come off a bit intense, but I've been doing this for 9 years. It's like if we were talking jujitsu, you'd be like, Anton, bro, you're a white belt. Shut up. And I'd be like, you're right. I am a white belt. So I'm telling you, hey, there's a better way to do this. You might have subbed somebody, but that would never work in a competition.
Right.
Same idea.
No, I get it.
Viral reels are great, right? But viral reels with a call to action to the long form that sells the thing is way better. That makes you money. And again, this is good. Like this isn't, I'm not upset. This is awesome. This is a breakthrough. You had a viral reel, man. Congrats. As a coach, I'm like pulling my hair out because I'm like, you didn't listen. And because you didn't listen, you're losing money. That's how I see it. You're losing money. Now, there's still redemption here. I think if you can get this podcast out today, it will help get calls booked going into next week because you're going to have the traffic from these viral reels are going to point to the long form, and then people are going to watch it, and then people are going to learn how you can help them with their health. Then they're going to hear your ads and be like, oh, dude, this guy, he's a health coach. Holy crap, I'm having gut issues. I'm going to book a call. Boom. Now you're running a business. All right, I don't want to be redundant, but I want this to be a moment of excitement because you're getting a breakthrough in your Instagram and your reach. I don't know if it went viral other places, but from what I saw, it did pretty dang good on Instagram.
Yeah, Instagram's done pretty well.
You got to trust me on this one. You're trying to behave like black belt, but you're white.
Right. No, that's fair.
So again, this is because I want to see you win, dude. Like what skin in the game do I have here? It's like, it's your business. It's your money. I get excited about people getting results in their business, which is why I do what I do. I don't have to do coaching. My life would be a lot easier actually if I didn't do coaching. I could just double down on my agency. I'd really never have to get behind a camera. You know, it's more of service for me. It's contribution. It's a bigger meaning. I want to see you go full time. I want to see you retire your wife. I want to see you take your family on a vacation to Europe where it's like you take a week off of business because you got 50 G's in the bank and you don't got to worry. That gets me excited. We have to lay foundations because you're trying to go for ankle locks and you can't even do ankle locks as a white belt in competition. So it's like, stop trying to do ankle locks, bro. If the roles were reversed and I was in your gym, you'd be like, Anton, that's not what we do here, man. Why are you doing that?
Yeah.
Same idea. So yeah, man, find the time, crank it out and take this call with you moving forward. Cause I think this is the essence. Like if I were to diagnose you as a doctor, I'd say, hey, this is the problem. You're not giving your business enough love and time. You're only prioritizing sales calls. And I'm telling you, there's other more important priorities. The sales call is what feeds the bank account today. The content is what feeds the bank account tomorrow. And both are equally important because we need consistent lead flow.
Right. No, that's fair.
Yeah. Did you guys get value out of that? He's like, yeah, hell yeah. Okay, cool. You know, these moments will come up for all of you. And I know you're like, whoa, like Anton's getting intense, but that's love. Like I want to see you guys win. And if I'm all, oh, it's okay. Dude, I'm lying through my teeth. That's not true. I'm committed to the spirit of truth in all domains, including business. So if I give you a lie, how's that going to serve you? It's not. It's not. You told me what you wanted, all of you, 20K months. You know, you all have a variety of reasons as to why, but for the most part, they're good Christian reasons. They're not because any of you want a Lamborghini. It's like you guys want to serve your family, you want to serve your wife, you want to have meaningful contribution to your church and to your communities, and you want a little more peace. That's a beautiful thing. So you got to win the money game, and to do that, you got to abide by the principles. And if I'm lackadaisical with applying principles, I'm a hypocrite. This is why I'm successful. I'm hard on myself. I have a stupid high standard. So high. I've gotten better because it was like unhealthy at one point. But still, like the more I win, the higher the standard goes because I see like, dude, my old standard I thought was a standard, laughable to where I'm at today. Laughable. Rewind 5 years ago, dude, I was such a pansy. So weak. I had no discipline. And I thought, like, look at me. I'm running this multi-six, almost seven-figure, company. Da 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 da. Until God humbled the hell out of me. It's like, you don't know anything, dude. Let me show you. And that was intense. Had to lose. I've lost everything financially 3 separate times. I'm only 30. But that's what's got me here. So you guys don't gotta go through that pain. I'm showing you the way. You gotta do the things. You gotta do the calls. You gotta do the outreach. You gotta do the content. You gotta do everything you've learned and maximize it. Those are the people that win. Volume negates luck. Do unreasonable amount of volume and you can't not win. That's the name of this game. Volume in content, volume in outreach, volume in follow-up. Most people don't follow up with their leads. My client, I was like, oh, let's analyze the follow-up process. She's like, the what? I'm like, the follow-up process? After they tell you no? Oh, I don't have one. Seriously? And you're doing 30 grand a month? Wow. This one change is going to double your business. People don't follow up with their leads. I'm like, what are you doing? You label all this work, all this kind of my client, same thing. Young guy, 25 years old, making like, when I started with him, like 20-ish K a month. And I was like, what do you do with follow-ups? Oh, I don't do follow-ups. Why? Oh, Wes Watson told me that looks needy. What? Who? Why? What are you talking about? The fortune is in the follow-up. Okay, put your ego aside. Let me show you. Put your faith not in Anton, but in the systems. Fast forward 90 days, 50K months. It's not magic. It's strategy. It's business principles. And your business isn't unique. Every business runs the same. It's like I used to think, oh, my business is so unique. I have such unique challenges. Nobody's going through this. This is an artist talking. This is not a business owner talking. A business owner sees the patterns and knows there's always a way. Sure, there's nuance, but for the most part, the strategies apply. You're not escaping business without marketing, at least online business, without running these strategies, all 3 of you. These are the rules of the game. Play them, maximize them. Once you're at $1 million per year and you want to start changing the rules, then we can have a conversation. But until then, these are the principles that worked. And they're not all mine. I'm not creating these. Sure, there are some things I have that are a little bit more nuanced and closer to the fire than like someone like Gary Vee, who's like so outside of his business. Like I'm still deeply involved with all my clients. So the strategies are still relevant to today. Don't try to get fancy, guys. Fancy equals broke, simple equals rich. Do the repetitions, lift the weights, eat the good diet. You will get muscle. But most people, it's like they're looking for the shortcut. They're looking for the fancy. And sure, once in a while, we'll get an outlier where that kind of makes sense. Trial reels. That's like one of the outliers where it's like, yeah, this is actually a hack that could work. But it's not going to last. And it still doesn't take away from the other principles that are going to help you run your business. Run with it. Run with these principles and maximize them.